they win the NFC South.
Any given Sunday. Now we know in the NFL that sentiment is very much true. We saw it last week. The Raiders beat the Ravens on the road, 8.5-point underdogs. Our own Bucks, 7.5-point underdogs, going on the road to beat the Detroit Lions. It can be easy to look ahead when we see who the Bucks have coming up. Our friends from Philly are going to be coming back to town next week. And then you got a primetime game in the division in Atlanta. And then you got the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. The schedule just starts rolling. And this is a bad team. I mean, this is not a good Denver Broncos team whatsoever. We went through this roster in my last video. You guys can see there are not very many names on this team. Combine that with a rookie quarterback. Trouble for the Denver Broncos. And the Bucks know this. They know that they cannot look past this game. Like, if I'd say in college you would call this like a trap game, in the NFL you handle your business. You're professionals. I believe it was Servase Dennis today that spoke to the media, and he pretty much just cemented that. Like, the Denver Broncos are our most important game of the year so far because it's the next game. They're focused on the Broncos. That's all I need to hear. None of the trap game, looking ahead. No. It's the Broncos. Sean Payton is coming to town, and we need to embarrass him. Nothing I would like. I don't have anything against the Broncos or their fans, but Sean Payton, nothing I would like more than for him to come to Tampa and just stand on the sidelines. Fourth quarter, Broncos are getting blown out. He's just there sweating, uncomfortable, embarrassed. That's what I want. But seriously, there are some things I really want to see from the Bucks this weekend going up against an inferior opponent. Now, the Broncos their offense is very bad. Their offensive line is very bad, and it's going to be even worse than it has been the first 2 weeks with right tackle Mike McGlinchey going out with a sprained MCL. He gets placed on IR. That's just another backup they have to throw in there. Frank Crum or Alec Palzeski, I can't pronounce his last name. I heard the Denver Broncos podcast talking about it, how they're excited for a young guy to get in there, but he was a backup for a reason. Mike McGlinchey's probably one of your top offensive linemen. Now he's out with injury. This offensive line that wasn't good is even worse. I think Todd Bowles' defense, the scheming, the exotic blitzes, the way he sets up, I think it's going to be too much. I think it's going to be too fast for Bo Nix. He may be able to make some plays just based on his talent, being able to roll out, maybe find someone downfield here and there. But I think overall it's just going to be all too much, all a blur, all too fast. He's going to see things that I don't know that he's going to know what to do with it. And he doesn't have the weapons to help him. This is not a Bo Nix problem. This is just the entire offense just isn't there to support a rookie quarterback. It's not built to support a rookie quarterback. There's no run game. Bo Nix, as I said in my last video, he's the top rusher for the Denver Broncos, which is insane. Out wide, Courtland Sutton. We know what Courtland Sutton is now after all of those injuries. Not too much tread left on the tires, in my opinion. Josh Reynolds was a wide receiver 3 for the Detroit Lions. I think he's suited as a wide receiver 3. If he's your wide receiver 1, there's probably some depth issues. We'll be nice and call it depth issues at the wide receiver position. I think Todd Bowles will be able to take advantage of this defense, and similarly to how he treated game 1 against rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, I think he can come at it from a similar position. And Bo Nix, while he is athletic and has shown to be athletic, even to the point where Sean Payton is calling QB draws and stuff like that for him, it's not Jaden Daniels' athleticism. So things I want to see from this Bucs defense going up against this Broncos offense. I want to see the pass rush get home, land on Bo Nix. And, well, not literally because that's a penalty nowadays, but you know what I mean. The numbers don't look great on paper. 2 sacks over 2 games for this Bucks pass rush. That's not good. Just looking on paper. Now, pressure has been there. Quarterback hits have been there. Those things do matter, and they do affect a quarterback. They affect the offensive line. If you keep getting beat so that the quarterback takes hits, it can get into an offensive lineman's head, whatever it may be. But you want to ultimately land sacks. That's the goal, because obviously knocks the offense back, loss of down, a higher chance of a fumble. So I would love to see the Bucks pass rush get home. And I think they'll have a real opportunity, especially if the Bucks do go up early on the Denver Broncos and the Broncos are forced to pass the ball much more than they would probably like to. Just being able to pin your ear back, Yaya, Joe, go get him. And then with all of the blitzes Todd is going to bring at Bo Nix, and we know Todd is one of the best in the NFL at bringing these weird-looking blitzes that just can confuse an offense and a quarterback. There might be some other guys getting in there. Maybe Tyke Smith comes on a blitz, or Jordan Whitehead or Izzy, and one of these guys from the secondary. Who knows? Linebacker, maybe Levante gets him one. Could be anybody with how Todd Bowles runs this. I just want to see some numbers get home. So 3 sacks. Let's do that. Let's start racking up those sack numbers. Push this offense back. Give them no shot. Speaking of no shot, this defense has been very bend don't break, and it's worked, and it worked very well in Detroit because that red zone defense was spectacular. But against a team like the Denver Broncos, I'd prefer them to not even move the ball that much, because looking at what they did in their first 2 games, they haven't really been able to move the ball consistently. So if they do end up moving the ball against the Buccaneers, I don't know how much I'll like that. So if this bend don't break thing is something that the Bucs are really going for, cool. But I think against a team like the Broncos, don't even give them the opportunity. Don't even give them the hope, the shot. Because, you give a team like this who underdogs, nobody's going to pick them. All of the graphics, the ESPN, NFL, where all these experts are picking, they're all going to show the Tampa logos. They have the material. They have everything going against them. Don't even give them the opportunity to think it's a possibility in game. Oh, we have a chance to win this. Shut them down. Like I said, if the bend don't break thing is primarily what we see throughout the season and it's successful, cool. But against a team like this, lock them up. Flipping sides of the ball, offense, I would like to see an early start. The defense of the Denver Broncos is definitely better than their offense. They do have a few guys on that defense. Obviously, Pat Surtain, all-world, top 5 cornerback in the NFL, getting paid as such. Alex Singleton, a really good linebacker there in the middle, sideline to sideline, really good tackler, few hundred tackle seasons throughout his career. John Franklin Myers, solid defensive lineman. Zach Allen has been really energetic, fiery so far in these first 2 games. So they have some names on that defense, but nothing that the Buccaneers shouldn't be able to handle, especially given that they went to Detroit and, you're seeing DJ Reader, one of the best run stuffers in the NFL, Aiden Hutchinson, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. They have nothing like that in their front 7. They don't. Pat Surtain, he is up there when you're talking about, there's levels to this. Pat Surtain is that top level, but opposite Pat Surtain, Riley Moss, he isn't a rookie, but he didn't really play in his rookie year. I think I looked at it earlier. He only had 2 tackles in his rookie year, 0 starts in his rookie year. So this really seems to be his rookie year. And you talk about barbecue chicken. You talk about someone you can take advantage of if you're Baker Mayfield. That's your guy right there. He's not going to be able to cover Chris Godwin. even give it his best shot, but the way Godwin's been playing so far this year in this Liam Cohen offense, he's been unstoppable. I think he has 15 catches on 16 targets. That's yeah. The ball gets thrown to him, it's a first down. That matchup, Mike Evans, Pat Surtain, is going to be super exciting on Sunday. Both guys just going at it, battling. Can't wait to see that. Mike Evans getting very close to the Bucs' all-time scoring record. You would think he would have it already, but kickers are always the one with that record, and Martin Gramatica does have the record, but Mike is getting very close to it. So who knows what happens Sunday, but Mike could break that record and become the all-time leading scorer in Buccaneers history. So I think Baker will be able to take advantage of this defense. He's not scared to throw it against a corner like Pat Surtain, especially with Mike Evans. We saw in the mic'd up week 1 that Baker Mayfield, he said himself, if Mike's one-on-one, I'm throwing him the ball. Because there is no 50-50 if Mike is one-on-one. It's always 60-40, 70-30. He's just that physical, that overpowering over any cornerback in the NFL. We've seen him do it against tons of star corners throughout his time in the NFL. We've seen him score touchdowns on prime Richard Sherman and Jalen Ramsey, all these guys. So Pat Surtain, I've given him his props. He's up there, but Baker's not going to be scared to throw it to him. Mike's not going to be scared to go up against him. He's seen it all, done it all. Just like there's things I really want to see from the Bucs defense, which were get home on the pass rush, get sacks, and then limiting total yards. Don't even give them the chance, moving the ball downfield, gaining any bit of momentum on the offensive side of the ball. I want to see this run game. Talked a lot in the offseason about how Liam Cohen will find a way to scheme this run game, make it successful with Rachaad White and Bucky Irving. Rachaad White, we haven't seen too much success running the ball so far throughout these first 2 games, which I'm not worried about it. I don't have a red flag up or the Bucs. I got a red flag up, but not that red flag. It's just the guys we went against, Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne for the Commanders, and then DJ Reader, I talked about it, one of the best run stuffers in the NFL. And then that front 7 as a total, or that defense as a group for the Detroit Lions, one of the best run-stopping defenses in the NFL. So I think that's just a matter of the opponent that we've gone up against in Week 1 and Week 2. But the case is not the same for the Denver Broncos. And if we go up early and we need to run the ball, I want to see success running the ball. Let's see Rachaad White break off a run. Let's see Bucky Irving break off a run. Maybe some more Bucky chance breakout in Raymond James. So that's the big thing I want to see for the Bucs in this game is let's see some success from this rushing attack. Let's see how Liam Cohen decides to scheme this run game up against a team that can be run on. So wrapping this all up, the Broncos offense, I don't think they have the horses to hang with the Bucs defense, especially given the rookie quarterback. They don't have him surrounded with really any bit of talent. Javonte Williams is their number 1 guy. He had a terrible injury and just isn't the same guy. We talked about the receivers. If Josh Reynolds is your number 1, yikes. So I just don't think they have the horses to put up enough points to beat this Bucs team, even if the Bucs offense struggles any bit. How are they scoring the points? They had 6 points at home against Steelers. Steelers defense, very good defense. And then against the Seattle Seahawks, they had their chances. It was like Seattle was trying to give them the game at a certain point when you look at like muffed punts and safeties, and they just couldn't take advantage of it. So I just don't see how the Denver Broncos offense will be able to put points up to compete on the defensive side. The Bucs are back home. We know what they did against the Commanders. Their defense is better in pass coverage, but easier to run on. So I think it kind of cancels out when you're talking about the Commanders and the Broncos defense. I'm going to throw a final score out there of 30-13. I'm going to go 30-13. I think the score could be worse, but I'm going to say that fourth quarter, the Bucs are primarily running the ball, just that time, clicking, and trying to get to that final whistle. So that's going to be my guess. Once again, going back to the start of this video, because I've talked kind of bad about the Broncos for a while, just reinforcing any given Sunday. Do not take this Broncos team for granted. They're 0-2. They're 0-2 for a reason, but anybody can beat anybody any day of the week. This is the NFL. So Bucs are going to be locked in. We're going to be locked in. Can't wait to see you guys on Sunday. Let's pack out Ray J, get that place rocking, and I can't wait. I'm actually going to be at Raymond James twice this week, and Saturday, USF versus Miami, and then Sunday, Bucs versus Broncos. So I can't wait for this weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment your score prediction down below. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. Go Bucs. Y'all have a blessed one.